Oh, hello. Welcome, one and all. Oh, I've got a cockney. To we're at Monaco as well.
Oh, I'll fix that. The ineptitude begins already.
We're doing stuff.
It's all right. They won't notice. They won't notice. You carry on, and
Barriers and stuffs.
I will handle this.
Welcome, one and all, to F1 Co-op Susan, to the beautiful world of McLaren Honda before they may inch slightly up the grid in 2016. We're going to continue reminiscing at them being right plumb blast practically at the back of the grid and upholding all fortunes. My name is Simon, as ever. You'd heard him chirping in. It is the amazing, definitely zero, Esteben. How are you?
I'm very well, and amazing apparently. That's very flattering. I'm here for some Friday night fun times. But it's very rare we do this on a Friday evening, or an evening at all. It's quite nice. I've got some mood lighting going on. It's quite an intimate atmosphere.
Oh, I've got a Tetris light on. I'm not sure that quite gives the same thing.
Before we go on, I know last episode I spent some time providing holiday cover for God. Do I still sound like God?
No. Right. So it was because you were coming through on... I hadn't muted you correctly, I think, on the F1 2015, but you're showing as muted now.
No one can mute me. I am the unmutable. Despite the best efforts of censors worldwide.
So you should be right.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about a bit of Canada?
Do you know what? I love this circuit. It's got such a good flow to it. What slightly scares me more than anything else is the AI.
Yeah, I haven't raced against the AI properly. I've just been doing practice laps. Not very many of those either. So I will take your word for it that they're completely bonkers.
Yeah, they're nuts. So I thought I'd be quite sneaky because I've been playing a lot of R Factor 2 before we went live, and I thought, oh good, I've got a spare half hour. Yoink, get on. All I've essentially done is about 3.5 laps of losing nose cones and restarting because I keep getting punted off on the exit of turn 2.
Of turn 2?
So you get
actually, yeah, no, that makes sense.
So yeah, they stick it up the inside and then round you go. But
that sounds like a good date night, frankly. Stick it up the inside, go round. Nice.
They talked to me about dates. I'm still in trauma from my midweek one. So I've got a new one tomorrow, actually. Apparently we're going to the Cutty Sark, so if it does burn down again, it wasn't me.
It's good to get that out of the way for liability purposes.
Yeah. Other Cutty Sarks may be burnt down should you choose. So we've chose quite a amazing time, I think, for us to crank out another co-op coercion.
It's the first thing I've got right since 1997.
Oh, but I'm loving that. I'm loving what you're doing with that.
Oh, did you see I ran out of fuel?
Yes.
Amazing.
I think I put a comment on the thing. I was like, this is the most epically Esteben thing ever. In the comments.
I was so busy about talking about Minardi in 1997 and so enamoured with it all that I completely forgot to turn my fuel mix down. I got passed by Jos Verstappen within inches of the finish line. It was tragic.
It was hilarious that as you rolled over the line, it was just as you slipped to 22nd and dead last.
Yeah. Which is where I belong. We all know it. Seems a bit damp out.
Do you know what? I was just about to say the same thing, and I wondered if it was because I turned down my textures so I could get a few extra FPS. But no, I think you're right.
I'm coming in. I'm coming in because I've just taken my front wing off because I got horrific frame drop coming into turn... I don't know the turn numbers.
Yeah, I see the remains.
And yeah, I'm dropping frames insanely. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh.
Like it's freezing.
This isn't grand.
Codemasters, have you messed it up with this patch? Is that what's happened here?
I do hope not. Well, I see a yellow flag. Is that you?
The other thing is, I tend to get a poor internet connection in the evenings, which could be a factor.
Ooh.
Anyway, enough of my private life. You were saying quite rightly before that we've timed this impeccably with the end of the second test and whatnot.
Yes, we have. We've this was completely uncoincidental, but we seem to have lucked in yet again, as we usually do, in that the final test is now concluded, and we should, in theory, be ticking down the seconds to Melbourne after 8 days in Barcelona, and it seems to have hopefully provided us a bit of insight as to where we're going for F1 2016.
It's always hard to call from testing pace, isn't it? But the thing is that there's no one that I look at and think they've got it wrong. It seems like everyone's made progress, which is a good thing, but it's kind of makes it hard to read because then it comes down to who's made the most progress.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm talking, teams like Sauber and Manor, and obviously Haas hasn't made progress, but they've certainly not embarrassed themselves.
No, not at all.
And Force India look very, very, very feisty indeed.
Yes, they're my tasty shout.
I could see them being a threat to Williams.
Absolutely. Do you know what? You've stolen the words out my chops.
Oh, I'm sorry to have done that to you.
No, it's fine. If anyone was going to steal them out my chops, it is certainly Esteben. But I am dearly worried for Williams' third place in the constructors for a third year in a row, because I think Mr. Biriani himself could well have it.
I think so too. I think Force India, we've already said this before, but I think Force India did absolutely the right thing in bringing that B-spec out late last season.
Yeah.
And it just provides this fantastic foundation for them to go ahead and build this season's car. And it just all seems to be coming together for them, for me. And it got me thinking actually about having that as almost like an industry standard. There's all this talk of cost cutting and problems in F1, and we've got a control tyre, and we're trying to bring in an engine specification where the costs keep coming down and everything. And I was thinking, why not make it so a chassis has to last 2 years? You can bring upgrade packages, but the core underlying car has to last 2 seasons. You immediately halve the expense.
That's quite an interesting thought, actually. I've not really considered that.
Because with them doing this, it immediately made me think of Minardi, actually, like everything usually does, and how I wish Minardi had pursued a similar strategy when they were still in F1, and spent the budget as wisely as Force India are now, by making sure every penny counts, and having a average start to the season in exchange for learning what it is you're building, rather than building a car for the first race and hoping that you've guessed right.
And I suppose you get double payback, because with 2016 very, very little in terms of the actual cars themselves have changed, so it really is a true extension from year to year.
That's exactly, now you've done it to me, the words straight out of my mouth. That's exactly the reasoning behind what I was saying. That they've done it at the best possible time, because any benefits they've made from last year's car will undoubtedly carry over to this season's car, which means
what happened there?
I don't know. My controller stopped responding.
All I did was ride on board with you.
I was turning and just nothing.
I'm not going anywhere near you now.
Never mind. I will set a lap at some point, but this has always been my bogey circuit. Always.
You said that before.
How are my sector times? Can you see those?
Yeah, bear with me a sec.
You've gone very quiet as well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That might be me staring intently into the monitor. So you seemed to be good in Sector 1. You're like Nazo Maldonado in Sector 1. Sector 2, a bit slower, but not horrific at all. I'm really intrigued as to why Rosberg and Hamilton are 16th and 17th.
And happy about it.
Yeah.
Schadenfreude, thy name is Simon.
Wah, wah, wah.
So yeah, I think Force India actually probably get my award for star pupil of testing, because the car seemed to be very, very reliable, which obviously it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just see it being a big win for them.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because I think they've been knocking on the door of some brilliance for a while, and we've had, like, the early 2010 seasons, it was Sauber that was doing that kind of punching well above weight. So it's nice to see Force India doing what Jordan used to do.
Yeah, exactly. That got me thinking that they're in a sort of Jordan kind of place right now.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's good to see the team back there. I'm going to put on my original set of options and hope that this time nothing goes wrong. I've never had that happen before. If that happens in the race, we're in trouble.
Uh-oh. Maybe it was because of it jolted because I went on to ride on board with you.
Maybe, but it shouldn't cut out like that. Look at you sat in 6th. This is I saw you practicing, Smith. I saw you.
Half of the field has not done a proper lap yet. It will all go wrong in the end, I promise.
Should that be our tagline, or should we stick with accidents will happen?
Accidents will happen, it will go wrong by the end. all of the problems.
So did you have any stars in testing? I mean, it's kind of hard to have a star in testing, I know, but...
So aside from Force India, I was mildly pleased that Esteban Gutierrez is not miles off of Grosjean, despite having lots of reliability problems. Because I think that I've been quite adamant in my head that he is the weak link there. But that may turn out to be like a completely anonymous case. We shall see. And Pascal Wehrlein, I think, has acquitted himself quite well down at Manor. Especially whilst Rio Haryanto does exactly what I think he will do, which is take most of the season to learn everything and then maybe pop out some decent results towards the end.
Do you think he'll come along in the first season, or is he going to be a second season bloomer? Yeah,
he'll be a bit of a Pedro Diniz, so long as he can get the time to stay, which is so much harder to do now that the field is much smaller, and it depends how much money Indonesia want to put behind him, instead of actually like fixing, I don't know, third world debt.
I am interested to see what becomes of him and Julian Palmer.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What's up?
I'm not going to set a lap time. That's my third set of options that I've completely knackered.
Oh no. What's that going to leave you for the race, though?
I've got one set of options for the race. I'm going to be qualifying on primes. I don't know what's happened. The car felt so much better when I was practicing the other day, but today it just will not turn in. And maybe I'm carrying too much speed through the corners or something, but that's not like me, because normally I stop and rotate mid-corner. And I just came out of one of the sharp corners and both wheels side on into the barrier and they're both punctured.
Oh no.
So I've punctured 3 tyres now in 3 laps.
I'm not sure if I should be impressed or not.
Well, there's every chance I'll have to actually retire from this race the way we're going, but what else is to be expected from the Failcast?
This is true. This is really what people genuinely come in to see.
Now, you already sort of touched momentarily on Sauber,
Yes.
and I found them quite hard to read, but the word on the street seems to be that they've made a step forward. A lot of the sort of techie blogs are kind of saying that the car actually looks like a step forward and that they seem to have spent their money wisely. I mean, I still, in my heart of hearts, don't see them really mixing it up further up the field, but you never know. And considering they missed the first test, the reliability has been pretty solid as well.
Yeah, and it's... For me, I think we may have said this a little bit last time round as well, but with Sauber, the issue that they've got this year is that they can't go for reliability and hope that carries them through the early races when there's stability in the rules and the chassis. So they're now on a much more equal level playing field to sit there and go, right, well, where can I pull the gains from this time, Manisha? How many drivers can you sign this year, Manisha?
It's a good point.
And so, like, where do they go for dem gains, I think is my question. So, and they've been suitably exactly where they were at the end of 2015 in the, like, timing screens. I find it difficult to know. And my jury is still very much out on Marcus Ericsson. And I have to say, Felipe Nasr, because I'd have thought that he would have trashed him a little bit better than he did.
Yeah, I guess I kind of expected that he would, but he did say in an interview the other day, actually, that he had problems all season with, I think it was rear end grip.
Yeah.
And that was his sort of excuse for the performance non-differential between the two. I don't know. I still got faith that Nasr can come good. I think we saw some flashes of what he was capable of, but he just hasn't been able to consistently deliver, and whether that's down to him or down to the car he's been provided is an open question in my mind.
I find it really eerie that no one is going back out for a second run.
Do you think that's a sign that maybe the track's getting slower? Because I tell you what, it's almost like it's raining.
It feels like it's trying to rain. Oh, people are going out now. All of a sudden, everyone is going out.
That's because I'm on my out lap, and they want to make sure they're out on track ready to interfere with my my one and only qualifying lap. Right, let's try and keep the tyres warm this time, Esteben, and not bin it into the wall.
I'm not going to look at you while I'm in the pits.
Don't look at me!
Nobody puts Esteben in the corner.
Speaking of what to look at, though, can I just give props to Manor for showing some imagination in their livery? I really like it this year, and the rebrand. They've gone for the whole British look.
Yeah.
The Union Jack design on the logo and the car, I think that's really cool.
There's something very like retro cool about it.
There is, and I really do feel it was about time for someone to bring out a colour that wasn't red, white or grey. After Gene let us down. He promised so much, delivered so little. Very unhappy.
Yellow. We wanted yellow. We demanded yellow.
We were very specific, Gene.
Yes.
I don't know how we could have been any more specific.
Instead, they've got, you know that the halves bit. It reminds me a bit of like they picked up half of the old HRT livery from 2011, which I thought was really, really great, and then graffitied over it with a neon pen.
Well, they did both get their cars from Dallara.
Yes.
Just a thought there.
Uh-oh.
Is that something that perhaps came into play? Do not put me off.
Oh shit!
Not
I just
you,
blocked Lewis Hamilton on his hot lap.
Good.
Whilst he's in 17th. Yeah.
I wasn't talking to you, mate. I was talking to the manner of Captain Will Stevens. I'll tell you someone else I want to talk to you about before the qualifying session ends. Let's refer over to a moment to beard enthusiast and perennial Sauber warrior, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
What did you make of his testing? given how Jensen was speaking very positively about how things went for him.
I've not heard him shout Jupiter engine, but I've not heard anything at all. A single thing. What? Have you heard something exciting through the grapevine?
No, I haven't, but that's why I'm asking, because I know you've been looking over the times in a bit more detail than I've had ability to, and it's sort of... I'm not going to improve on that lap, so fine, Captain Will Stevens. Continue your voyages. Or just drive right through me, whatever. Do you know, momentarily I was third. Don't know if you noticed that.
Oh wow!
I put my one lap in, and it was good enough for third, and now everyone's doing faster laps. The swines.
You're ahead of me then, and I've got Mary and Bottas having a massive row in front of me. Oh, Mary!
What's he done? That cheeky monkey.
He's not a merry man. Oh well, that's fucked it up for everyone. I don't know what grid this is going to be.
I haven't seen, actually. Let's have a look.
I'll finish off the lap for lols.
Oh, I got a nice shot of you being nowhere near the wall of champions there, so I could see you weren't pushing. Where did you end up?
13th, I think.
I think I was 8th or 9th.
Wow.
1:16.3. Not bad, considering all my laps went into the wall. I don't think I'm going to finish the race. Who's done good there? Vettel on pole?
Verstappen off in seventh.
You really messed up Lewis, didn't you?
A little bit.
Good man. And Kvyat as well. I tell you what I thought of the Haas car, actually. I put it in the same group as the new Red Bull. It looks like a teenager has designed it. Do you not think? It looks very 90s graffiti.
I get what you mean, yeah. And there's quite a lot of like big bold liveries this year. Like the new Red Bull just looks like someone's went, no, enhance every sticker by 200% and then slap it on again. There's too much red, there's too much weird like grey bits. The only kind of liveries that I generally approve of new this year is the Manor, and I quite like the Ferrari, even though it's a hark back to the one of their most unsuccessful cars.
Me
I like
too.
the accent of it.
And I know it's not fashionable to like either of these things, but I also like Force India and Sauber.
Yeah, and I like the fact that the Sauber, although I was playing on Facebook the other day, count the sponsors, because there was literally 3, I think, on the car, which does worry me somewhat. I do like that, like ocean blue. It's beautiful.
I think it's a very cool combination, actually, and it's just nice to see them doing something different than everybody else. I mean, of course, the Williams the Williams livery always looks good. I think Martini Racing colours are fantastic.
Yes.
But that said, nice to see Strategy 1 is selected, 1 of 1. Unbelievable. 45-minute, 32-second estimated race time. How much of that is going to be in the wall is anybody's guess. But
it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
But yeah, I mean, I like this. I like the Force India. I think the white, green, and orange eventually grew on me. I think it could look quite good.
Yeah.
But I think the black does work in their case. I'm sorely disappointed with Toro Rosso.
Yeah, I thought they might do something different, but I don't know why.
Well, because they put the car out on track just plain blue, and I thought, hello, maybe they've heard all the criticism of the Red Bull car and that the logos are unimaginative. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're going to come out with something and just shock us all, and then no. just no, really. Just no. And McLaren as well. I mean, they've got no reason not to go balls out mental. They could go back to orange, which is traditionally their colour.
No, exactly. It's just.
Although I heard the reason they don't is that it doesn't react well to being filmed.
Oh, okay.
Orange is not great for showing off your sponsors. I mean, I would disagree, remembering the Arrows cars of the early 2000s, but apparently, like particularly an all-orange car, one with very little contrast, does not show up well on TV cameras.
That's interesting because I do marketing and stuff at work, and we get blue as the worst colour for colour blindness and contrast. Yet it seems to be what everyone chooses. We're like, oh.
Oh, I was gaining on people there for a second, and it scared me, and I backed off.
Oh, problems. There's Force India around and through everyone.
I am between Verstappen and Ricciardo.
Apparently my front wing is fucked, but there was nothing I could do.
Simon, what's going on? I'm overtaking people.
It's all down to you, mate. Oh, my car's screwed.
This is my worst track of the season. I'm currently sat 5th.
You can do it. You can do it. No pressure.
Don't worry. Don't worry, everybody. I will find a way to put it in.
There's a massive crash behind.
I will find a way to put it in the wall. No one needs to panic. I'm just glad to get through the start cleanly.
I think we're slightly desynced, you know. Well, not slightly desynced, but there are cars, AI cars, doing all kinds of weird shit. But I'm in the pits for a new front wing, so please don't.
Oh, so am I now.
Oh, what
Did you see Ricciardo just knock me into the wall?
No.
I'll put that on my recording. I will upload that because that was fucking outrageous.
At least you get a few seconds on mine.
I was up against the wall and he just turned into the back of me.
Nice. And we said this before actually we went live, is that the AI on this track is atrocious. Oh, and it was Massa that got took out at halfway around lap 1 as well. Felipe!
Yes, something is wrong because what's just happened is I went into the pits. I had no option tyres left. They put on primes with the yellow sidewall, and I got to the end of the pit lane, and they turned into red tyres magically.
Oh, mine's just done exactly the same. I tell you what.
Maybe get a free pass if it's a first lap incident.
I don't get. They've done something. They've patched it and fucked it up. This game was fine until they started doing fixes.
Cody's, you Gibbons. So, onwards and upwards.
Yes.
Let's talk Haas actually for a moment.
Yeah.
Because obviously they were our first choice for next season. Because we wanted to be the Haas-holes. Yes.
This is coined as a phrase.
Which is going to be incredible. But they've let us down on the livery, and then they had let's call it a reality check second test.
Yes.
Because they have been giving it all that, and you can't see me, I know, but I'm doing the talky talk hand gesture.
Oh, okay.
They've been giving it a lot of the, oh my god.
What's happened?
Puncture in a front wing.
Oh no. Was you doing the talky talk sign when that happened?
No, and then my controls have just stopped working again, and now I've lost the entire front wing.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought I could have a recovery drive there, but no.
Well, something is seriously wrong with this game because this has never been like this before.
I don't think, actually, there's any way for me to finish anything but last now. Because I will have 2 pit stops in 3 laps. So
It's like a record.
my car just turned to the left by itself and put me into the barrier.
Oh.
I've just been lapped. Incredible. Incredible.
You was 5th.
I was 5th. How has this happened? Also, I think I'm going to have an engine failure.
Ooh.
My engine is red hot.
I'm dropping frames now as well. So something is not grand.
My tyres have gone cold and my brakes, and I've been lapped by everyone up to Will Stevens.
Oh my god. Do you think we should restart this?
Do you know, could we cut the video convincingly, do you think?
We could do like a... Well, I had like an outtakes one the other time because I've dropped frames and that's just put me in the wall as well.
Alright, let's do a cheeky restart.
Okay.
You lead the way, or should I?
Are you...
Oh, actually, you can't restart, it's multiplayer.
Oh.
We tried to get out of that one there, did you see?
Boom.
I've just got into the pits and I have been lapped by everyone up to Massa. You've lapped me.
That's because I wanted to get the nose cone first. Hello? Jesus Christ.
Take your time with that wing.
I know,
Jesus.
Dawdle's out.
He actually sidestepped like a crab. Right, let's see if my tyres magically change colour
So
again.
mine haven't this time round. And they were red. They were red on and red off. If that makes sense. Oh my god.
I'm now stuck in second gear.
Oh my.
I nearly went into the wall again, and my tyres are red. What is going on?
Cove Masters have ruined the game.
Also, just see if you're getting the same issue. Can you open your temperature gauge and watch everything as you go around the corner?
Okay.
See if that looks normal to you.
Let's see. Hang on. As I go down the longest straight on the track.
And the thing is, I'm faster than people. I'm catching people who've just lapped me. But I'm now 2 laps down on the leaders.
It seems hyper, everything going yellow and much quicker than normal, but I don't really look at it, if that makes sense.
Right, should we try and get this episode back on track? Because we've not actually done any F1 stuff, really, because of all my accidents. So let's talk new qualifying, because that's the hot topic at the moment.
Yes.
And we've got lots to say on it, I think.
Yes.
I'm assuming that we both think it's bollocks.
Yes. Oh.
What's happened to you?
To be fair, it was kind of me, but... Oh, Hamilton. Yeah, sorry. Qualifying.
It's all going wrong this episode. It's all going wrong.
Maybe we should restart, you know.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah.
Should we?
This is awful.
We'll do a one-shot qualifying and...
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Right, I've quit.
Fucking hell. At least I can take a mouthful of drink.